Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to modify a computer program today with just a hex editor. We'll create a new section in the executable file and start typing machine code straight into the binary. We'll then save the file and we should be able to run it with our changes. This is exactly how computer viruses work. So if you're interested in computer viruses and how they work, watch this video because everything I'm doing manually is what a computer virus does. Right, to the video. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, everybody, so I've created this little C program here that just outputs hello world. You can see it here. And we're going to be editing this today now in a hex editor. Okay, so I've opened up file 50 in CFF Explorer, which allows us to explore exe files. Otherwise, it's all just headers and binary, right? So this makes a bit more sense for illustration purposes for you guys. So we can see in the optional header, we have an address of entry point. This points to the .text section. Now, what we want to do, we want to change this completely. We want it to jump to our code that we're going to write. And then when our code is finished, we will jump back to the original entry point, which is 1410, and that's relative to the image base, by the way. And then it will continue running the original program. So let's head over to the import directory. What we're going to do, we're going to make it so we call the sleep function, and then we'll just jump back to the original program. Okay, a nice little program, but we're going to write this completely in machine code, no assembly language used. We're writing opcodes directly into the exe. So let's add some file data here. We'll upload the C file, and then we'll just modify it, modify the binary basically. Okay, so we've uploaded the C file. Obviously, we're not going to be able to just execute the C like that. We're just using it as a reference point so we can overwrite the bytes, because this hex editor doesn't allow me to actually insert new data. I can only overwrite old data. Right, so we want to actually use 6,000 decimal to pass into our sleep function. So it waits 6 seconds. And we can see that's 1770. So that's fine. So we know that now. So what we're going to do then, we're going to start by running the actual machine code now straight into here in the MMM section we've created. Okay, so I've nulled the 2 bytes here. We're going to say B9, and then we're going to say 7017, and we're going to say 0000. So this should move the decimal 6000 to the ECX register if everything goes as planned. So let's just try to disassemble that then, just to check that it's right. Should be, I believe. And yeah, here's the disassembly. So we can see that's correct. So that's perfect. So we can carry on now. The Windows binary interface requires you to use ECX as the first argument to function calls in 64-bit programs, okay? Which is why we're passing 6000 to the ECX register, because we want to sleep for 6 seconds. So the next step then is to go to the import directory. We need to calculate the address of sleep, okay? So we can do that now. We're going to open Python. And we can see that the IAT here is 8230 hex. And we can see sleep is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, index 6. So we know that in the IAT, there's an array of pointers that point to these functions. Do you see what I mean? So index 6 contains the pointer to the sleep function in kernel32.dll once the exe is loaded. This is exactly how a computer virus would do it, guys. All right. It would find the address the same way. So how do we find the address? It's 8230 plus 6 multiplied by 8. Okay, and that'll give us the offset from the image base, which is here, this 14 billion thing. So yeah, let's do it. So we're going to open up the command prompt. We're in Python now. We're going to say 6 multiplied by 8. Why 8? Because it's 64-bit mode, so pointers are 8 bytes long. So that's 48 decimal. 48 plus 0x 8230. Because that's the offset there in kernel32.dll to the actual pointer table. We're going to we're going to press enter. So now we have that decimal value. Let's change it to hex decimal. And this is the offset from the image base, okay? So essentially the address is 0x8260 relative to where the executable file is loaded, okay? That's the address. So now that we know that, that's great. We can write some more code. So we're going to head in here. Just after our ECX, I'm going to make some nulls here. I'll tell you now, I'll make some Fs, just so it's clear where the last instruction ended. So last instruction ended on offset 4, so we're here now on offset 5. So we're going to use the opcode FF15 actually, which is funny enough because we just wrote FF. And what FF15 is going to do, it essentially will look into the memory address we're about to give it. It'll grab the pointer from that memory address and it'll call it. Okay, so obviously because in the import directory it's essentially an array of pointers. This is exactly what we want. We want to go in there, look in an index in a table, and jump to it. Okay, through a call instruction. So that's what FF15 will do. We can see if I disassemble it here, you'll be able to see that. Yeah, so you can see call RIP and it goes in there and pluses this number. Why that number? Because we still need to change the address to be the one in the import directory, which is this offset here. Okay, so let's do some math now. So where is our first instruction? So our current instruction is offset 5 and our virtual address is 0x23000. And we can see the image base is EX14000. So let's start by copying the image base. And we're going to head over to the command prompt. We're just going to paste that in. Just like that. So we're going to say EX14000. And then here, we're going to put the 8260. Like this. We're just going to put a hex here as well, guys. And then we're going to minus it by our current address, which is position 5 relative to 0x23000. So we're going to say, paste that in again, and we're just going to replace it by here to say 2305. Just like that. And yeah, that needs to be 0x. So there we are, we have that now. And then we're going to say hex minus 0x1ada5 ampersand 0x FFFF. So just ensure that it's not going to extend it past the 32-bit range. And this is the offset we need to write in the call instruction to get where we want to go. So we're going to try that now. We're going to say, it's in little endians, so we need to write it reversed, right? So we're going to say 5b, 5.2, FE, FF. So if we now try to disassemble that, we should see, yeah, that address. Perfect. Now there's one other thing we need to actually do. We actually need to plus 6 by here because that's the length of the current instruction. So that's one thing I forgot. So we're going to do that now. So then the true value is 9F, AD9F, 1AD9F, and we're going to enter that. And there, that's the true value. So I got it close. So just made a little mistake on that last bit. So it's FFFE, 5.2, and then the final one is 6.1. There we go. So that's the correct address. So if we just disassemble that, this is what computer viruses are doing, guys, okay? We can see the numbers match. So that's correct. Perfect. So that should call us sleep function, essentially, guys. That should call our sleep function. Okay, so let's now deal with the actual jump instruction. So we know that the address of entry point is 1410. This is where the actual hello world program starts running, okay? Not the address of the main function, but the address of the start symbol, okay? We obviously want to keep a copy of this because we need to know that. So we're just going to paste that in there. So I got a copy. And we want to change this to 23,000. And this will now jump to the MMM section we created. So no longer do we jump to the start symbol. We jump to our code we wrote here, our binary. And then obviously we want to be able to jump back, don't we, when we're done. So you can see where those zeros are. This is where we can start jumping back. So we can use the E9 instruction for this. So we're going to say E9. And again, what's the offset? Because we need to know the offset, 0B. Okay, so let's do the math again. So this time it's going to be +5 because this instruction is +5. This is an immediate jump, okay? A relative jump relative to the 4 gigabyte region. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to change the address here to 0B. And we want to jump to address 1410. And the reason this works is because it wraps around, essentially, guys, sometimes forward. We're jumping from the current RIP, the current program address that's being run, okay? We're basically saying jump 10 bytes forward, jump 10 bytes back from where we currently are, right? And that's exactly why we're calculating these different ranges by subtracting the target from the current RIP plus the current instruction size. We get the total bytes we need to jump behind or forward. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So again, let's run hex 0x minus 0x 21bf6, and we're going to ampersand that. And there we are. That's the unsigned address that we can use. So that is 0a e4 fd ff. Okay, so let's just decompile the entire program now, disassemble. Let's just see if it makes sense. So yeah, we move 6,000 decimal into the ECX register. We call the sleep function, and then we jump back to the user program. So that looks correct to me. Let's save these changes now. And before I forget, guys, we actually also need to change the section so it's executable. Otherwise, that's going to crash. Okay, guys, and there's one other thing. We forgot the actual predecessors. So let me go back up here to this +6. We just need to put some brackets here because otherwise it's going to compute that wrong. That's the address we have. Okay, perfect. So that's the real one for the call. So let's just change that quickly. So we got FF, FE, 52, and this should be 55. And then we got our jump, which is E9. Let's just recalculate that one. That one's +5. Again, we need the actual brackets, which I missed. So we're going to do that. And we get that value, and we're going to minus 0x 21cc00 ampersand 0x fffff. And we're going to have that value perfect. So this is FF FD E4 00. There we are. That's perfect. So let's save that now. And now, guys, for the ultimate test, did we hack the program like a virus would? Let's run it and find out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it runs it. There we go. So that actually works. So our new program calls the sleep function, then jumps back. Now let me show you this in a debugger so you can see how that's working. So we're going to just load that up. File 50. We're going to run it. And there we go. We're at the address of entry point. You can see it's our code that we wrote in the Hex Editor. And we're just going to step through it. So we call sleep here. I'm going to jump over that though. So that we're waiting a couple of seconds now for the breakpoint to hit because sleep is currently running. And there we are, it's hit. And now we're jumping to the real program. So we're going to step into it. And there we go. There's our C program that we wrote that was running. So how awesome is that? That's exactly how computer viruses work. So simply put, they create a new section. And yeah, they will get detected doing these sorts of things because these are quite simple viruses, okay? So they create a new section. They change the flags. So it's executable. They overwrite in the executable header the address of the entry point to point to their section. And then they write the code that we just wrote. That'll do whatever their payload was. In our case, our payload is the sleep function. And then they'll jump back to the original entry point. And that's how computer viruses work, guys. How awesome is that? So the exe header, the actual exe file has been modified by us manually. And that's exactly how a computer virus would do it. Obviously, I wouldn't use CFF Explorer. I've used this just to show you the visualizations. What it would really do is it would have the structures for all of these headers, and it would programmatically go through them all, okay? But the same concept applies. We've hijacked the kernel32.dll sleep import. We've called the sleep function, and then we jump straight back to the correct entry point once we've done what we wanted to do. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this, guys. That is how a computer virus works, and that is also how you can write machine code directly into executable files. So if you're interested in learning assembly language, the language of the machine, check the video description. It's now on offer. Please also like this video and subscribe. Thanks very much, guys.